Hello, I'm Lady Calmere. I'm doing my 313th presentation, and it will be on Coventina. So here we have two beautiful decks. So this first one, and that's just like a generic goddess statue. This is Coventina Purification. It is time for a cleansing, detoxification of your body and mind. It comes from the Goddess Guidance Oracle Cards by Doreen Virtue, PhD. Now the second one, and if you're really into Celtic deities, whether they be Irish or Gaulish, well, you got Coventina here. And it comes from Celtic Goddesses, Witches and Queens Oracle by Dan Forrest and Dan Goodfellow. So, Coventina. And she's a Romano Celtic deity. Really, Loki? You're ready. So she's like from like the Romano Celtic British deity. And she became really loved by the Romans. In fact, Hadrian, she had a well near the Hadrian Wall, and he was a Roman emperor. So her element is, of course, water. She is a goddess of wells, springs, and water itself. So Coventina has even been worshipped in the Iberian Peninsula, and she has sites in France. Really, Loki, do you have to start attacking my feet? So this goddess was one of the most revered or quite nearly most revered of the water goddesses, found in the British Iron Age, the Celtic Britain. Her sacred spring is actually in, I hope I'm saying this right, Karaborg, and that's near the Roman boundary, like the Hadrian's, so near the Roman boundary between Scotland and England. Hadrian's Wall is in also Northumberland. So her spring was built into a squared wall into that area. So she was revered. And that was around 130 CE during the Roman Empire occupation there. And maybe her glory has faded throughout, because of Christendom and saints taking over her. Well, but she's coming back. But she was revered by the Romans, especially in that area. She really was. So this goddess is known now for the evidence, her archaeological evidence that is found at the I keep messing this word up. I should have wrote it down. Northumberland, England. And that was through archaeological site. So they found votive offerings, they found inscriptions, they found altars and stuff that proved that who she was, and that she was worshipped there. So the depictions by the Romans portrayed her as in the form of a water nymph, where she's seen like kind of like reclining, scantily clad or partially clothed, and with water imagery all around her. She emphasizes the role of the protector, the guardian of springs, and she appears in a triformis as three forms with her two attendants, and she also was seen as a goddess of abundance. So yes, she is a goddess of the wishing well, or at least one of the goddesses of the wishing well, where you throw in a coin and make a wish. You ever do that as a kid? Me, I was a little shit. I used to go into the little wells, or little pools that you make a wishing well in the malls. I remember this in Ashland, Pennsylvania. I would run in and start scooping up the coins. Anyone from Ashland, Pennsylvania? What's up? um, so the place in, well, many of our places was, especially around Coventina as well, around near the Hadrian Wall. The site was a place of her worship, and people made offerings, and people gave her votives and stuff for, as thank you for healing of this or healing of that. So, so many artifacts have been uncovered around her places of worship. So even during the time of Mark Antony, and they found like over 13,000 coins found at the site during the time of Emperor Mark Antony, during the, when did he reign? 1 year before the Common Era. And even to the Emperor Gratian. It's not. I couldn't. He's not very well known of the emperors, but during Emperor Gratian, the coins were deposited there. Pilgrims would come from all over. Worshippers would come all over and give her coins in tributes for her boons and her favors and her blessings. I mean, they found two dedication slabs and myriad of altars there, and some altars even included the Roman goddess, a version of Athena, Minerva. She has Etruscan roots, Minerva, but she is the closest equivalent to Athena in that area, or Athena as we pronounce her in America, but she's pronounced Athena in Greek. And they have a lot of similarities, but there's also some differences. But we're talking about Coventina, so we're not going to get into the goddess of Athena. They found clay incense burners. They found personal items. And of course, we know they gave her food offerings. The worship of Coventina is coming back. And she may not be as popular as the goddess Hecate, or Kali today, or Durga, or Isis, who's really a Set. And not talking about the terrorist group, we're talking about the goddess Isis. But she's coming up there. She's making her way back to us. Let's get a closer view of these cards. Coventina. Her worship included the prayers and wishes for agricultural prosperity and the health and well-being of the community. So, and Coventina as well, too, at that place, was a significant religious and site and for pilgrims to come to. But around 388 CE, we got the tyrannical Christian rule, and that they covered up her wells with stone blocks and they were abandoned. And that was with the Emperor Theodosius I, anti-pagan edicts where he was Christian and decided everyone else has to be Christian. And if you didn't like it, too bad. Tough titty. So, of course, he sought to oppress and suppress all polytheistic beliefs and anything that did not have to do with this one God, the tyrant God. And it was, these laws ended many of the pagan worship and cults and religions. And you had to be Christian. That's it. So the well was closed. So let's go on to what she likes. What would you give Coventina? Well, she definitely loves lilies, water lilies, any type of lilies. And we can also think of lotuses. She loves lily pads. So lily pads are good offerings for her. Water. Things that they will give to her were gems and semi-precious stones, as well as pearls. Pins, literally pins. So you can give her like a simple pin or a decorative pin, and coins. You can think of your old train tokens, or maybe your old, maybe some tokens for the streetcar. Tokens from arcade, metal tokens. You can give her old coins. The blooms from, if you go to Mardi Gras. And you can give her coins like pennies, dimes, nickels, quarters, half dollars, silver dollars. Coins in general. You can't go wrong with sweets. You really can't. And we could think about She was given bronze incense burners, so we can give her bronze vessels. We can give her incense burners with incense, of course. We can jewelry. She likes jewelry. We can also think about giving her watery fruits like melons. We can give her star fruit. We can, people give her mead in the modern days. Always think of fresh water. We can make an image of a well for her and make our own well for her. And you can use this for scrying, for making wishes, and if she heals you, if you want, you can make a little clay image of what she healed for you. If you are so artistically challenged, if you are artistically minded like that. Or nowadays we can just give her a picture of what she healed, and or even a drawing. What else can I think of? Can't go wrong, like I said, with sweets. So when I think of sweets, I think of like chocolates and sweet candies and stuff. So let me read a little bit from both cards, why not? Since I am showcasing them. Oh, book fell apart. So old. I've had this, gosh, probably nearly when it first came out. This is from this Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. I just want to read a little bit of it. Where did it go? I don't think I can read it because it's disappeared. I hope I didn't lose that part. Oh no. I know I didn't lose it. There we are. So she deals with purification. So we can use her for purification of ourselves, before I go on, and purification of our magical tools, purification of events in our lives, maybe to purify a pregnancy, to purify yourself while you're pregnant, to purify maybe a marriage, or to purify the home, that maybe something you brought home, maybe a new cat, a new dog, or just purifying in a new home with water. So let me see a little bit. So about Coventina. So I'm just going to go. Well, let me just a little bit here. Follow the various meanings of this card. Follow your intuition's guidance about making lifestyle changes. Stop abusing alcohol or drugs. Avoid processed foods such as sugar, white flour, and so on. Eat more organic food. Okay. About Coventina. She's a powerful Celtic goddess of the waters, including the oceans, lakes, streams, ponds, and rivers. Coventina protects bodies of water and their inhabitants, and she's happy to give you a divine assignment related to environmentalism if you ask her. Wishing wells were made in her honor, and today we continue the practice of throwing coins into water while making a wish. It's Coventina who grants these wishes. Since our bodies are primarily made up of water, she's very involved with helping us purify our physical selves. She reminds us that purification also means keeping our thoughts and speech filled with positive words which empower and strengthen our bodies and lives. So we got a little bit from that. And from this card, Celtic Goddesses, Witches, and Queens Oracle by Danu Forrest and Dan Goodfellow. Yep, we got it right here. So Coventina. Okay. Coventina is perhaps the most revered of the many water goddesses found across Iron Age Celtic Britain. See, I told you that. Her sacred springs at Carraborg, near the Roman boundary between what is now England and Scotland, Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland. Her natural springs was built up into a square-walled sacred enclosure to contain the waters in 130 CE during the Roman occupation. When this was excavated by archaeologists in 1876, some 14,000 ancient coins, as well as votive offerings, were discovered, indicating the great importance of her veneration at the site. Coventina also seems to have been worshipped at sites in what is now France and the Iberian Peninsula. See, I told you. Taking a drink. Such was Coventina's importance during the Roman period that she was given the titles Augusta, revered, and Sancta, holy, which were usually terms reserved for Roman state deities. Do you see how important she is? These were given to Roman state deities. And here is a Celtic goddess getting this honor. Hi, Miss Kitty, come on up. Come on up. Come up and say hello to Coventina. No, you just want to knock everything down. She is regularly depicted as a water spirit, a reclining water nymph, waving a water lily with one hand in an unequivocally Celtic style. And indeed, one of her inscriptions referred to her as the nymph Coventina. Among the many coins given to her, offerings of jewelry were also found, as well as stone inscriptions and other objects made of bone and glass. A bronze plaque of a horse and several bronze face masks. That's interesting. It may be that some of these were ritual items associated with her cult. Yeah. Coventina is usually associated with healing, something she holds in common with many water and holy spring goddesses. However, the evidence suggests she was once considered to be a goddess who could be called upon for wider concerns found in mother goddess worships as well, such as protection and support. Ritual offerings of shoes at some sites, something often found as grave goods during this period, also suggests she was once considered to have a role in the journey from the life to the other world after death. So, let me see. Today, she is often revered as a goddess of healing, but also of compassion, a tender supporter of the human journey. So anyways, we'll skip everything else here. We'll go to the prayer to Coventina. Holy One, Queen of the Sacred Spring, I seek your refreshment and your healing. Let me drink deep of the waters of life and the sacred well of the soul. May I find renewal and heart's ease by your ever-flowing waters. So I do recommend these decks to you. Check them out on Amazon or eBay or your New Age or occult store or bookstore. Coventina is, of course, you can scribe with her. You can scribe with waters. You can actually get yourself it could be a ceramic bowl, a glass bowl that is black, and you pour water. And you can scry with that. So mirrors also represent the element water. So silver mirrors, or mirrors itself, represent water. What you doing, Miss Kitty? Come on up. So she also can be represented by a mermaid. So if you don't have an image of her, you can find like a nymph, or use just a goddess like image like this and call it Coventina, or use it temporarily for Coventina. You can also use an image of a mermaid. Goddess was also used and petitioned for safe pregnancy and safe childbirth. So if you are looking to get pregnant, Coventina may be your goddess, and that she will protect you and your baby. She is a goddess, like I said, of healing and abundance. But she's also a goddess of renewal, blessings, and new beginnings. She deals with psychic powers and prophecy, like I said, and divination and fortune telling, as well as inspiration. What else do I want to talk about her? How long have I been? 27 minutes? Seems shorter than that. Coventina her symbolisms are what you can do. What I'm trying to say is, if you have a backyard and you want to make a little, I had a friend once, and he made a little pond, and he actually got koi fish and put it in. He took care of the koi fish. At least I hope he's still taking care of the koi fish. He made a little overpass that you can walk over, and he put lily pads. And when you think about it, he really built up his backyard. It's not the person I lived with. Person I'm talking about had a complete mental breakdown. Just he managed to push everyone out. But what I'm trying to say is that you can do something like that in your backyard if you're able to, and build a little place like that for goddesses like Coventina. She represents the flow of life and the cycles of life. And she represents the nourishment of water. Water is the number one nutrient that we need. And when you think about it, our bodies are made up of what? Water. Water is life. She definitely takes on, if I say maiden, warrior, mother, crone, queen, I think she takes on the maiden, but then also has the motherly aspects to her. Look at these cards, aren't they beautiful? So she does take on both the maiden and the mother aspects of the goddess. So offerings of flowers to her is also good. Like I said, lilies, water lilies, lily pads, lotuses. So when you think about it, lotus oils. Stones like aquamarine are definitely her stones. So that is actually a good stone for her. And pearls, freshwater pearls too, especially freshwater pearls, but uh, pearls nonetheless. So, you can do a bathing ritual to her when you do your sacred bath. So, and if you can't sit in your bath, and you don't have a bathtub, but you have a shower, you can visualize yourself under a waterfall and have visualize the goddess purifying you. And she can help you with oracle readings, tarot. I almost said tower. Tarot readings. She can help you divine with crystal readings and stone readings. So she can help you renew yourself and a sense of well-being for yourself. She's definitely good for like using with floor washes, or when you're using any type of wash for maybe your magical items, or washing down your crystals, or just doing a cleansing floor wash or a prosperity floor wash. She can be used to bless those things. Hang on, let me get this cat. What's your problem, kitty kitty? They always gotta act up. Um, crystal ball readings. So if you're scrying a crystal ball, whether it's clear or amethyst or obsidian, you can ask her to help you, to focus your mind, and to also cleanse the place afterwards. Quartz is also a good Blue quartz as well as clear quartz can also be a good stone for her. And I mentioned aquamarine. I'm trying to think of this other one. I think it's called water opal, which is also good for her. So, of course, the colors of the waters, like colors like this, colors like this, colors like this, is a great choice for her. No, you are. Hi, Loki. You are not knocking everything down. No, you are not knocking things down. Celestite is also, well, that dissolves in water, so be careful. Maybe that's a little bit reaching, but I think you get the idea. Is Coventina approachable? Very much so. She's very approachable. She's very cool and collective and kind. She helps with physical healing, emotional healing, mental healing, spiritual healing. And she'll help you find inner balance. Loki, he wants to kiss everybody. He loves kisses. Get over here. Kiss, kiss. You love kissies. Oh, put your feet shut. Get a kiss. So, she definitely deals with finding peace and tranquility and inner balance. She gives you a renewed sense of purpose in yourself. She helps you to be more peaceful and serene. She helps you to have, like, what they call in Sanskrit, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. That's what she'll help you find, this peace. And she'll help you through transformative experiences to transform yourself and to transcend. To transcend the mundane. She helps you to grow in life and to know your potential in life and to follow what you are seeking to do, your potential. And she's definitely going to help with new beginnings. And that's with any venture, whether it's spiritual beginnings, relationships, maybe a professional endeavor or personal endeavors. She's going to help you with that. She definitely deals with Swadhisthana, the chakra right above the genitalia and below the belly is right there. That's the water chakra. But she also helps with the heart chakra, the anahata. That's between your chest, your emotions. She helps with love and serendipity, and she helps with harmony and peace. She helps you to do positive changes within yourself and to find those outcomes that become fruitful. So she helps you to find deeper insight into things. She's also good for, like, blessing water. So, right before, you cleanse and consecrate, you use your fire and incense to consecrate and your water to bless. She's definitely good for that part of asking Coventina to make this water the most holy water upon the planet. And you can say whatever gods, but we're looking at Coventina right now. So you get your water, you put your hand, you draw your symbols, whatever you want to do with it. Breathe into it the breath of life and say, Dear Coventina, make this water the most sacred and most powerful water upon the earth, more powerful than any of the sacred waters around. And that wherever this water touches, no negativity, no fear, no ignorance can withstand this. And that you bless yourself, your altar, your tools, and your surroundings with this sacred water. And really believe that the power and light and energy of Coventina has made it so. The most powerful water ever. That it is holy. So she represents holy waters. What else do I want to talk about her? She represents anything that lives in the fresh waters. I heard something that featherless flying animals also associate with her. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know like freshwater fish can be represented her, like when you think about goldfish, koi, so zebrafish. I mean, fish, freshwater fish, definitely associate with her. So her celebration dates happened on the autumn as well as the spring equinox. So, in the cycle of life, the flow of life. So, those were the dates to honor her, especially the spring equinox. Anyways, I wanted to show you this new crystal I got. I was left unsupervised. So that's my defense. No one was supervising me. Anyways, I want to show you my new crystal. It's so beautiful when we talk about crystal balls. Oh, I gotta show you. Let's see what I got. Owie. Oops. Oh. Well, this is one of the crystal balls I got. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Is that pretty? We got that. And this is the one I want to show you. This beautiful amethyst. Oh, this is beautiful, doesn't it? Isn't that beautiful? I have to do a presentation on amethyst one day. Eventually. Isn't that beautiful? Is that such mystical? It's so mystical. Look at that. So beautiful. I just had to grab that one. Here's my other one. I knew I had another one. Oh, and this piece of fluorite. Speaking about gems, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? These two work so well with each other. I just had to show y'all my new finds. I'm so bad. I was left unsupervised. What was I supposed to do? It's not my fault. But this is a good representation here. You see, she's holding a well. You can say that's a well. It's a bowl, but we could pretend it's water. So maybe you can also do moon rituals when the moon, whether it's a waning, waxing full, or crescent shining against the water. It's such a mystical thing. So anyways, I hope that this video has found you in good spirits. If you weren't in good spirits, I hope you're in good spirits now. Please think about going to, right now, to shelters. They're overflowing, and now more and more kittens are being born and puppies are being born. It's better to adopt than shop, because some of these cats, if they don't find a home, some shelters don't keep them, and we know what happens. They get euthanized. Perfectly beautiful kittens and puppies. But also thinking about adopt elder ones. I adopted Lord Maximus at 12. So, yeah. Well, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Do something positive for yourself and others. Treat people with dignity and kindness. Don't be an asshole. And let people live, you know, you do you. Okay? So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Share this video with your friends and family. It has come to my understanding that, and my attention, that most of my viewers are not subscribed. You can open up a YouTube channel. It's free. You don't even have to be a YouTube content creator or have anything on it. And this allows you to comment and to like or dislike a video, or to respond to comments. Please like and subscribe to my channel to let me know I'm doing a good job. Share my video with your friends and family. And as always, blessed be.